Hello everyone, again this is Dr. John Longfree. Today let's talk about direct contact and what that means in the context of an infectious disease like COVID-19. Direct contact is essentially being close to someone physically and for a period of time in such a way that you could be infected by that contagious person. This is a subject that I think is not well understood by the lay public and merits further explanation and clarification. At the end of the day, however, it requires most above all simple common sense. Different governments have required or produced different recommendations regarding what close contact means, to help you decide if in fact you had some close contact with a COVID-19 positive person. If you have been in close contact for 10 minutes, in some cases 15 minutes, 30 minutes, depending on the governmental body's recommendations, they may consider that close contact. But you must use your common sense with this determination as well. So if you're using the person's mouse, the person that ended up becoming positive with COVID-19, if you're using their computer, if you're sharing from the same glass of water, if you're working in tight quarters with that person, you might qualify for having had close contact with that person. Again, the definition varies. In the U.S., the definition is rather vague compared to the German and the Singaporean recommendations of 15 and 30 minutes. So that is the basic definition of what close contact means. Now, being simply in the same building with someone doesn't necessarily mean you've had close contact. If you're on the other side of a very large room, you probably have not had close contact. You'll see in the literature the number 6 feet or 2 meters of distance in social distancing. That number is quite ubiquitous at this point. The reasoning behind that has to do with the size of small respiratory droplets that you spit out when you talk or when you cough, and when you sneeze especially, and how far they can be projected by your sneeze. In general, very, very small particles may go beyond the 2 meter or 6 feet distance. However, most of the respiratory droplets, in other words, those that are less than 5 micrometers or 10 micrometers in size, typically would fall to the ground within about 1 meter of your person. So in other words, after you sneeze, the respiratory droplet that comes out of your mouth will, within about 1 meter or about 3 feet, fall to the ground and perhaps not infect the person next to you. And that's where the 6 foot distance comes from. Now, if someone is not sneezing, if someone is not coughing, if someone is otherwise looks healthy and feels healthy, the likelihood that you will contract a disease just being 1 foot away from that person is in my opinion, much, much, much lower. So I don't want you to worry about being less than 6 feet away from someone who is not coughing, not sneezing, feeling fine. Again, research is coming in. We're not 100% sure of the answers to all these questions at this time, but based on our understanding of other diseases, we think that the being in close contact does require time with that person, typically more than 10 minutes, and sometimes many hours. But given the variability and the almost limitless number of scenarios, most important to you or most helpful to you will be just simple, common sense understanding. Thank you again, and I hope to see you next time.